from Torchwood. And we all fell in love with him in that little show called Doctor Who. Bring in, ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous John Barrowman. Machine, not an apple, right? Because you know what's good about apple? They go well with peaches. We can cut the music, the moment's over, kid. You what? It's your first day. You're fired. Anyway. How are we? Behind you cannot see. There you go, thank you. Your mind's going, yay! How are we all? Alright, so this is a bit of interactiveness. It's you and me. I need you to, I feed off of you, you feed off of me. Responsive, all that kind of stuff, because, and then the more you go with me, the more you get. I see children in the room. Yes. Raise your hands if you're under the age of 12. Oh! You're by yourself there, Captain Marvel. Where are your parents? Have they separated themselves, or have you? They don't want anything to do with you. No? Okay. I fucking love you. Discussion on the way home. Usually mom's in the front going, ask your father! And the dad's usually driving going, I have no idea, I don't know what you're doing, I don't know anything. And the kids in the back going, you guys are so lame, okay? Alright, so there we got that clear out of the way. How old are you? 14. 14? Turn your phone off and quit filming me! But now I am. Quick, come take a picture. Ready? Here you go, get up, girl! You ready? So, we're gonna do a boomerang. See, I'm with it, okay? That's from the 70s, I'm with it. What is it now? What do you say, like, with it? She says, I have no idea what you're talking about. Ready? So, you ready? Count down, 3, 2, 1. I was saying do a boomerang. Do you know what a boomerang is? You are a bad millennial. Do a boomerang. Okay, shake your head even more now. Knock it off. I am totally a girl. I was born ready. Are you ready? Count back. 3, 2, 1. Ready?
There you go.
That is fabulous! So, you just got to show there, didn't you? You see what I did there? You ladies need to learn that. It's called drop and flick. That's only if you have something to flick. That's fabulous. Tell no, you're 14. Never mind. Go sit down. Say, tell everybody your Instagram and you get a lot of followers. You get a lot of weird followers. So how many of you live close by? Good. How many of you traveled from a distance? How many of you came on a plane? 4. There's a joke there. I came on a plane once. You too? No, I came on a plane, that sounds so bad now. I love you for that. I was traveling from, Kelsey and I were, there's Kelsey over there. You all know Kelsey. Oh, that was shit applause for Kelsey. Kelsey and I were on a plane, and we were coming from Los Angeles, and we were going to, was it North Carolina? No, it was Dallas. Not Dallas. Washington, D.C. Yes, that's it. Don't know why I thought Dallas, but you'll know in just a moment. So we take off from Los Angeles, and fortunately, you know, Kelsey and I were able to sit in the front of the aircraft, and we're sitting there, and we're a nice flight, we're having some drinks, some cocktails, we start watching a movie, and it's a flight that will go into the evening, and we'll get into Dallas Reagan National Airport probably at about 9 o'clock, right? And we're traveling and we're flying over the US, and we get about over Chicago, and we hear bing boom, and the captain comes on and says something that if you ever hear it, you know you need to shit yourself. This is what he said. Bing bong. Howdy, folks. When they say folks, you are fucked, okay? Howdy, folks. We hope you're enjoying the service on the aircraft, but we have a slight issue with the plane at the moment. Silence throughout the plane, right? Kelsey looks at me and she goes, "Are we okay?" I went, "Listen to what he's saying. We'll be fine. We'll be okay." And I turned to the window and went. He says, "Folks, we've got a little issue with the aircraft. It'll still be able to fly." Well, thank God for that! But we have a slight problem with the flaps. Which means that we're not going to be able to stop in time if we go to Washington Reagan National Airport. We need a bigger runway. Kelsey looks at me, she said, "Are we going to be okay?" I said, "We'll be fine, we'll be fine." I turned to the window again and go, he said, "We just need to go to a bigger runway, so we're going to go to Washington Dulles Airport, where we can just coast our way down until the plane comes to a stop. If we have enough runway. Enjoy the rest of the flight, folks." Enjoy the rest of the flight? Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? I sit there, Kelsey turns and she looks at me and she goes, "Are we going to be okay?" I said, "Look, we'll be fine. We're over Chicago. If something was wrong, they would land the plane in Chicago, an emergency landing. Everything must be fine." Well, immediately she's on the computer and she's looking up flap problems. I'm like, "Honey, that's not a thing to do in front of me talking about the flaps, okay? I don't need to know about your flap problem." She's looking up in the aircraft. She then texts my husband, who's a big airplane buff, because my husband, every night before I get on a flight, do you know what he watches in front of me? Air crash investigation! I'm like, "You know I'm on a plane tomorrow." He's like, "I know." "I know." I'm like, "You know that I'm going to be a nervous wreck on that plane." He's like, "I know." That's a bitch, isn't it? So we get to the plane, we get past Chicago, we come like we're going to Dulles, we change directions. Scott's informing Kelsey about the flap problems, that it could be a possible issue, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, again, I hear this. And this is not what you want to hear from a flight attendant. You hear bing boom, and you hear right down the middle of the plane. She gets to the front, she picks it up, and she goes, I can see her back. I can read language. Her back's doing this. She hangs up that little phone and she does this. Picks up a plastic bag and starts walking down the aisle going, "Thank you, thank you." Lifting shit from us, like lifting our stuff, putting it in a plastic bag. I said, "Why are you doing that?" She went, in case we catch on fire. What? Anything flammable, put in the bag, please. I'm like, what do you mean flammable? Our clothes are made out of plastic bottles now. They're all gonna melt. She says, So we come into land, the pilot comes back down, he goes, bing, boom. Howdy folks, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Folks, we just want to let you know we're going to be coming in at really slow speed. We're going to be putting all of the extra stuff, I don't know what they're called now, the things on the wings that make it bigger. Anyone know what they're called? Aerolons, is it? Look at you all, you're like, we know science fiction, we don't know fucking aircraft. So the wings become like ginormous, and the plane's like a big eagle hovering in. And he says, ladies and gentlemen, when we land, it might be a little faster than normal, and we might take a while to slow down, but we're going to try to apply the brakes as quickly as possible. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. Thank you for that. We come in, we go, whoa, and we go rolling down the runway. It was actually the smoothest landing we've ever had. And we go rolling down the runway, and we can feel, and we stop just at the end of the runway. The whole plane just is a sigh of relief, like, oh, in the middle of it. Next thing we see, red and white all around us. And the captain, howdy folks. Most of you are noticing the emergency services all around us. Well, don't panic. They're just checking to see that we're not on fire right now. I'm like, well, hallelujah, because we gave up all of our frickin' flammables to her in the front. She's now selling them on eBay. Kelsey turns to me, she said, we made it. Are you okay? Is everything fine? I said, everything's fine. She said, well, what are you doing out looking out the window? I said, there are 4 hot firemen out there, and I'm filming them right now. Because if I'm gonna burn, I want to see the people who are gonna be spraying their hoses all over. Fingers crossed. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what I like to do now is get to questions and stuff from you guys, because like I said, I like to feed off of you. I like to run my stories from the questions that you ask. And are you running around with a mic? You don't have a mic, okay. No, don't worry about it. I can get them to stand up and you can just shout very loud. You can hear that my voice is still kind of recovering when I'm getting loud, but I want to give you a good show and everything. And that young lady who did the went on Instagram, stand up. What was your name?
Haley.
Say it.
Haley.
Say it.
Haley. Haley.
I heard her. I'm doing a joke. Bitch, don't worry. Who's with her? Are you by yourself? No. Who's that next to you? Who's that? That's your brother? Is she bossy? Yeah. I have a bossy big sister too. Yeah? He's climbing, he's like, I'm agreeing with you. Honey, don't laugh so hard you pee, okay? Haley, right?
Yeah.
Yes, like a comet. She has no clue what I'm talking about. What's the question?
What was it like working with Steven?
What was it like working with Steven? Steven Amell?
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of Stevens in my time. Look at this fabulous, we get a lot of Stevens. Steven Amell, Steven and I have a great time together when we're working on set. Steven tries to keep it serious and on the spot, and I'm the one who just makes him go off the rails very easily, and he tries to hold it together. There's a lot of instances we almost slipped there and said something I wasn't supposed to about season 8. Oops. I'm like Britney Spears, I did it again. So, there was a an instance one day we were filming many years back, and we were doing a big sequence in one of the public areas outside in Vancouver, and I always like to play gags on people, and I told the film crew to keep the camera running as we were getting to the end of the sequence, and they're like, what? I said, just keep it running, okay? And they said, okay. So we were doing the sequence, and I was supposed to end in a big circle, walk around Stephen, end, and then walk off, like, I say something like, if you do this, Oliver, I will find you, and I will kill you. And I walk away. So, I started the line, I was standing there, and I said, Oliver, if you do this, I will find you, and I will kill you. And I walked away, and then I turned around, camera still rolling, and I went, shoot that poison arrow through my heart! Then there was the other time when he was hanging in season 1, he's hanging on by the chains. And I always told the producers, I said, I'll do this, because they asked me, would you be involved with this new big show, blah, 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 blah. I said, yes, it sounds awesome, let's do it. I said, one condition, I'm looking up online, the guy who's going to be the main character, you need to give me a scene where he's half naked. I said, you don't have to put it in the contract, but just for me, that's all I ask for. And a check every week. And they're like, okay, no problem. And the end of season 1, what they do? I have a scene, he's hanging from chains. Half naked. Hallelujah! So again, he's hanging there. I mean, really chained up because Stephen likes to. Never mind. Anyway, he's chained up. I'm standing there, and I walk over to him, and I finish. I said to the camera guys again, keep rolling. And I walk up to him, and I do the dialogue first take. And I say, something blah blah blah, and I'm like, goodbye, Oliver. And I walk away. He said, do we need to do it again? I said, okay, great, because I told them, let's do it one more time. And I walked up to him, and I do the look in the face. And I said, blah, 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 blah. And he says, blah, 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 blah. And I went, yes. Well, Oliver, I'll see you later. So yeah, there you go. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, right there in the front.
So, which was your favorite?
I don't answer favorite questions, but ask it anyway.
Your favorite Torchwood season, Children of Earth or Miracle Man?
Oh, I would never choose. Seriously, because for me, what was yours? Let me throw that back at you, bitch. Yes.
And how it affects him, and I thought that was great of what would Earth do if that ever happened.
Correct. That was the whole point of that, was what would Earth do if everybody was asked to, if politicians or anyone was asked to sacrifice one of their family members in order to save the entire planet. And what we saw in that is no one was willing to do it. So Jack Harkness sacrificed his grandson in order to save the planet. Right? Yes. So, just making sure I know what I'm talking about, because I was really in the show, and sometimes I forget. So I enjoyed both of them for what they were, because the one thing that's great about, for the show, for me, as long as Torchwood was being made, I was happy, because I love Captain Jack and I love Torchwood, okay, as I love Doctor Who. The one thing that I found brilliant about both of those seasons, or series, or mini-series that we call them over in the States here, is the fact that Russell was able to tune into things that were about to happen in real life, right? With all these things, dealing with camps and kids and stuff like that. So for me, it's the brilliance of the writing as opposed to me, the enjoyment of just doing, because I love doing what I do. It doesn't have to be something that's, sort of, I say this with tongue-in-cheek, it doesn't have to be meaningful all the time. It can be fun, it can be frivolous. I love my job. So to have scripts like that, it was just like, whoa, this is not gonna happen every day. So yeah, but I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, thank you. two over here, and there's a young man there. We'll do him first, then we'll do you. So Steve. Hi.
Is it true that all the characters from the other seasons are coming back to Twirl?
I don't know. Why don't you ask Stephen Amell in Boston next week? He's more likely to answer that than me. Is it true all of them are coming back? I don't know. Honestly.
Are they bringing characters like Brad Pitt and
I have no idea because honestly, I don't give a shit about other characters. I only give a shit about I cannot confirm anything, but all I can say is that possibly, as Stephen has already said online in social media or in any of the interviews, characters will be returning. So the part of the joy, if I told you now exactly who it was, you'd be on that computer telling everybody else, and there would be no excitement when the show hits for you to be like, "Oh, can't believe it! My God!" That's why I hate spoilers. Because I like to sit like you guys. It's like with The Face of Bo. We found out Jack was The Face of Bo, right? We were watching that all together in Cardiff, David, a bunch of us, and we were having what we call dirty pizza night, and we're watching it, and I walked up to the window, and I opened the window, and David and Eve Miles, they were like, "What are you doing, John?" I'm like, "I'm just opening the window." "Well, why?" I said, "Because I want to hear the nation's jaw drop." And that's why I would not be able to tell you, because I want you to sit there as that fan, like I'm a fan of the shows, and I want you to sit there like we all did in Game of Thrones when we watched Hordor, hold the door, and we all wept. Wept! We cried! Hold the door, you asshole! And you go, "No! I don't get, oh my God, that's why he was called Hordor, hold the door, oh my God!" That's how I want you to feel. So I can neither confirm nor deny. Okay? You're a big, huge fan. Thank you. You get a twirl. That gentleman there, yes.
You're a great villain on Arrow, I love it.
Thank you.
You're a great villain on Arrow.
I'm a great villain. Yes, I know. He said I'm a great villain on Arrow, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Anyway, thanks. Am I saying it? Oh, I am a comic books fan. I started buying comic books when I first moved to this. In the UK, we never really had the kind of comic books that you did over here. I used to go down to the drugstore next to the A&P supermarket in Aurora, Illinois, when I was 8 years old, and I used to go to 8 or 9. It's been so long. I used to go down with my friend Ross Von Hoff. And we used to go to those little spinny, the things in the middle of the drugstore that had the comic books all the way around. And I used to go and pick the comic books that I wanted to read. He would pick his, I would pick mine. We would go back to his house, back to his room. We would put them all in the plastic bags with the cardboard. We'd seal them, right? And then we'd pass them around to each other. And we'd be like, "Open, pull it out, read it." And that's how I got in. Ross was the one who introduced me to comic books. And ironically, it was San Diego Comic-Con about 6 years ago, where I was on stage, and who was sitting in the front row? But my childhood friend Ross. And comics hooked us back up again. So, anyway, my whole point is I have a good collection of comic books. And I am very, to this day, what do I still walk around the floors and look for? I like, the moment I'm really into the big comic books where they used to combine like for instance, the one that I see a lot of today is it's Muhammad Ali and Superman, right? Or you see Rudolph and Santa Claus, and the larger ones I'm talking about, the big special editions, or Captain America, the Bicentennial. The Flash, yes, there's a couple of those out there today too. So that's what I'm big on buying at the moment. But I do have, like for instance, there was a gentleman who came to the table earlier today and he gave me the first Justice League, which Malcolm Merlin appeared in. I have like 10 of them. right? Because I signed them myself. Because I'm like, that's me. So yeah, I have a lot of collection, a lot of comic books. Fantastic Four. I have a lot of mystery comic books. I have also a lot of the old military comic books that they used to do. And also there was, the name's gonna, someone will know what I'm talking about. But the ones that was like, it was like space something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I just love the covers. That's why I bought them. I can't remember the name, but they're awesome covers. It's like, and then I think it's like something like Space Adventure or something like that. I'll post it when I get back home. But yeah, so I still have comic books. Let's go to this section over here, and that lady right in the back with the glasses. Stand up. Oh, you are? Oh, shut up. Yes.
Hi, I know you mentioned Game of Thrones already, so I wanted to ask if you had any opinions on the last season of Game of Thrones.
Let's talk Thrones. Game of Thrones, I absolutely love. One of the things I love to do is I have my own mead cup, or ale as they call it on there, or whatever it is they drink, and I have one made out of, it's fake, but bone. What is it? Starbucks, yeah. Here, take the fucking microphone, you're funny. No, that was funny, that was good. I'll remember that. I'm going to use it. I'm telling you now so I don't have to pay you anything. So I personally, I loved it, right? My only criticism, it moved too quickly. It was too fast. I wanted to relish a little more. But I understand why they went too fast. The actors were being paid way too much. I don't know. But it went too fast for me. I loved the fact that Jon Snow had to kill Daenerys. Okay. Wait a minute. Don't argue with me. You asked me a question, I'm answering it. Don't get pissed off with me. What? Well, if you haven't watched it yet, there's a problem. Spoilers! Anyway, have you not seen it? No. Oh, sorry. What does that sign say? 15 minutes. Great. Time goes quickly. Anyway, I thought it moved too quickly. I enjoyed that incident had to happen. And I'm not going to say anymore because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there were certain things in it that I would have done differently. Okay? That's all I'll say. Like, for instance, who became... Okay, come on. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Because I've always been there. No, okay, you're right. But we want the gorgeous curve. Yeah, okay, anyway. I'm saying no more. Don't get pissed off at me. We want to have a good panel. Just put your fingers in your ears if you don't want to hear anything. Over there, yes, that lady right there. What?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? I was going to say, I mean, I know about long things, but that was not long enough. But I appreciate it. Thank you to the Boy Scouts. Yes. Who now let girls in, right? Yes, so, just saying, we kind of need to change the name a little, okay? Kind of. Thank you, that's my opinion. Anyway, thanks. Yes, that went down like a ton of fucking bricks, didn't it? Yes.
Where do you find your fabulous shoes and are they comfortable?
These fabulous shoes, I'm telling you right now, Kelsey, what's happening to my feet right now?
Bleeding.
They're bleeding. Because I am bleeding for you. Inside these shoes, there are plastic bags soaking up the blood. I get these are the cheapest of cheapest shoes, okay? These are like my, Walmart specials, okay? And you can get them in certain parts of the country where women have really big feet. And that's where I bought these shoes, okay? Right? What are you laughing at? That's exactly where you go to buy them. So I took them to my girls in Los Angeles, and I had them put Swarovski crystals on there. So the shoes originally cost like $25.99. They're now worth more than a car. And they still make my feet bleed. What?
You got them bedazzled.
I got them crystal, girl, bedazzled the 80s. So, well, I feel so good, we got much more time. Eeny beeny, la 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 la, right there, that lady right there. Yes, TARDIS dress. Beautiful dress.
Thank you.
I've been in you.
Bigger on the inside, right?
You bigger on the inside, you said it, I didn't. Takes one to know one. Anyway.
What do you think?
Stick with me, people, stick with me.
What do you think would happen if Jack Harkness met the 13th Doctor?
Not that I've thought about this. She's there, right? I can work with that. Right in the back, yes, the gentleman.
Embarrassing myself.
Yes. Will there be more Torchwood? I don't know. That's a question that you guys have to write to the BBC in the UK, not BBC America, but the BBC in the UK, because they're the ones who make the program. Yes. So I don't have an answer. I would love there to be more Torchwood, but it's not up to me. And if I were to start like petitions and all that, it would look desperate. I'm busy enough as it is. But if it ever came about, I would happily make time for it. Just like I've said, if I'm ever asked to go back into Doctor Who, I would do that at the drop of a hat. This gentleman in the red right there, and then I'll get to some ladies, don't worry. You all know my preference anyway. Yes.
No offense, but I know everything is going to be arrow, but I'm kind of out right now. I'm not really too sure. But I have a question. Sorry, I kind of speak.
No, I missed that, but speak up, say it again, so we, no, seriously, say it again. I'm happy to explain anything. Don't be nervous, we are all family in this room, and everyone's the same. You're good, you're good.
I have a question about 4 characters from the Arrow series, but 2 were your kids. One was Tommy Oliver and also, I'm trying to remember her name, Oliver.
Thea?
Thea, you, Oliver, and I'll say Tommy, but after Tommy picked up your bad habit and became a dark hero, worked with the assassins. But what happened on into the court?
Okay, are you telling me or are you asking me? You're asking. So Tommy didn't become,
No, come on.
in the next series, I just said to him the same I'm saying to you, I can't tell ya! I love you for asking, but I can't tell you! Just watch the scene. You said exactly the same, but reworded it different. Are you guys in cahoots? Have you been texting each other? So I don't have an answer for that because again, I want you to have that excitement when you see it to go, ah!
What was your favorite character out of all 4?
I am not answering that question, you bad young man. Oliver Queen. Anyway. This lady here, Snow White? You with the ribbon? Oh, you're a TARDIS. I didn't see. I thought the ribbon was, I'm wishing. Go ahead. 2 questions, you greedy bitch.
The first one is, what is a dirty pizza night?
What is a dirty pizza night? Dirty pizza night is exactly that. When you know you're not supposed to have pizza, and you're like, let's order pizza. and you like get the dirtiest pizza with everything that you're not supposed to eat on it, and not only that, you get 2 because you know they're half price. And you finish every piece while drinking some alcohol. Awesome. That's dirty. Eddie, so from now on, when you order as a family or with couples or whatever, I want you to say to each other, let's do dirty pizza night. And make it a thing. I want it to hashtag a trend. Hashtag dirty pizza night. Would you do that for me? Awesome. I have to be careful. That's why I have the yellow on. It kind of deflects. Because if you've seen the video of my husband, you all know what happens. Next question. Yes.
How did you feel about your character being made into musical?
Oh, I was like all for it. I thought it was the most amazing thing. And in fact, when David and I read the scripts, David read it before I did. He kept coming to me and saying, "Have you read it?" I'm like, "No, I haven't read it. I haven't read it yet. I'm finishing that script first. I'm not reading the next one right now." And he kept coming to me, like, "No, go away! Go back to your trailer, doctor! Or I will exterminate you!" Then finally, when I read it, I'm knocking on his door, like, "David, can you believe it?" He's like, "No, no." I'm like, he's like, he doesn't talk about that. He says, "Well, he does now." Yeah, best line ever was, when I was young, they used to call me, the face of Bowen from the Bolshevik Peninsula. And again, the nation went, I actually rang Russell up and I'm like, "What are you smoking right now?" Because that is the most amazing turnaround ever of a character. Let's go over this side. The young man, yes, in the front here.
What is the best thing about living in the Arrowverse?
Being an asshole. And people liking you. I mean, that's the one thing most of you who have come to see me today at the table have actually said. I love Malcolm Merlin. I love that you made him into someone that we love to hate. And I, try to figure out what that is that I've done. And basically it's, you say the most nasty and terrible things to somebody and then you do this. And you also try to put a little bit of your own self I try to put a little bit of me into all the characters. So I think that's what you guys clue into. So when I play something else, there's going to be a little piece of me in there that you'll go, there it is. That's him. And with Malcolm, I think it's his passion. And it's his love for the Team Arrow and the family aspect of it, but also his drive to get what he wants, because I am not going to let anybody stand in my way, and that's how I felt. The thing I think about is when I was a kid, I was not going to let these people bully me because I was gay, and because I spoke with a Scottish accent. Let me move over this side. Let's go to that young lady back there. Hi.
Where did you get that fabulous dress you're wearing? And does
This?
it also have Swarovski crystals?
It does. This is crystallized. I made it myself. No, I'm kidding. Are you crazy? It's by a company called Elhofer Design, and it's 2 young women in Los Angeles, and you can go to them online. There is a regular version of this dress, which is a good price, and it's a good quality dress, and then there's the John Barrowman version, where the crystal fairy has had diarrhea all over you. And that's a little more expensive. But I just love the cosplays. I love blinging out in cosplay. I've always loved things that sparkle, and I think that people should have more sparkle in their life. I think that you should do something sparkly every day. My motto is that you should fart sparkles. Like after you see me, you should be walking around going, and people go, "What do?" You're like, "I'm farting sparkles. I just got John Barrowman." Yes, young man.
What do you think about Chris Chibnall on Doctor Who?
I think it's wonderful. What do you think? There was dead silence.
I like the episode.
You what?
I like him.
You like him? Good. I always say that, you know, people have to find their feet. The writers find their feet. Chris was a showrunner on Torchwood. He was also, you know, did other stuff for Doctor Who. You know, he was Broadchurch. So he's an amazing writer. It's just as the show's been continuing, he's finding his feet of how he wants the show to progress and where he wants it to go. And there's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of exciting stuff going to be coming up. So as you will do and as I'm going to do, we will keep watching. Yep. Because Jodie, I love her. Not only she's a unique, different doctor, and it's, you know, nice to have a female doctor, but she's also a really nice person. And she's funny. Really funny. Yes, in the back there. I'm going to work my way over to the other side, because I go both ways.
Did you watch Doctor Who as a kid? And if so, who was your doctor?
My first doctor was John Pertwee, and the first one that I saw was with the Autons. And it was when, as a little boy, my mother had to always put me in her coat and keep me in her coat when I walked past any shop fronts that had dummies in them. Because I was too scared. I would scream, "See you later, guys. Don't worry, no, I know you everyone's got to get places." No, let me finish this what's quickly. I can't do pictures here. No, you're going to have to get that out. Sorry, guys. Thank you, though. So I was afraid of, you know, the shop dummies. Anyway, then it was Tom Baker, and if I were to go back, there was a moment in my career. I was doing Sunset Boulevard in the West End, and there was a knock in my dressing room door after the show, and then I opened the door, and it was John Pertwee, and I was just kind of standing there like, and he came in the room, and he was with somebody who had a little box, yay big. Wasn't a mini TARDIS. But he came and he put it down, and he, you know, he started talking to me, and he was like, I know he said, "I'm a fan of yours in your musical theater work," and he said, "You know, my son is getting involved in the industry," right? So, and at that time, we're all working our way, and he said, "I know you're a fan of some of Doctor Who, and I'd like to leave you some stuff and give you some things." So, yeah, so that was a really big moment for me. So, John, and what I loved was with Capaldi's doctor is, and I know Ray Holman, who does all the costume design, and in fact, I'm letting out a little secret, the guy who makes my suits in London also does all the costumes for Doctor Who, and when I went in to have a suit done for one of my tours a little while back, he had Jodie's outfit hanging up in front of me, and I looked at him and I went, "You're an asshole." And he went, "I knew you'd love it." She's like, "Nobody's seen it, but I know you'd really like it." I'm like, "Yes." And you know what I had him do? I had him make me one. And it's being blinged and crystallized. So eventually you will see it. But what's really hysterical is that the production office actually approved that I could have it for my cosplays, because it is made by Ray and the original suit maker who makes the actual outfit. And Ray is making me a t-shirt, because all of hers are different, right? And he's going to do one specially for me, but he's going to put a little twist in it that will be a surprise and an Easter egg for everybody to see. It's kind of cool, yeah? Let's go to that person right there. Yes, that gentleman there. And then
Hey, can I get a follow on Instagram for using my gauntlet?
Can you get a follow on Instagram? I will try my best. I don't usually follow people, because if I follow you, I gotta follow 1.4 million people, and it's a lot. I usually only follow you if you take your shirt off. No! I'm joking!
Besides, is there anyone you've been starstruck by, like you just met them?
Yes. Oh, yes. One person that comes to mind right away. I was at the Cannes Film Festival, and I was standing with Natalie Cole, and we were talking. I was there doing promotion for a movie I did with Kevin Kline and Ashley Judd called The Lovely. Jesus, it went out of my head. Thank you very much, The Lovely. And I was singing at the festival, and I was doing all this stuff on stage. And I'm standing in a room, and I look across the room. I've got my bow tie on, my black tux, and I look across, and there is George Lucas. And I looked at Natalie and I said, oh my God, it's George Lucas. She went, go talk to him. I went, no. She went, go talk to him. I said, why should I go talk to him? She said, because if you don't, you will regret it the rest of your life. And I said, well, I don't live my life in regret. And I walked over and I went, hi, R2-D2. I'm your father. Went back over to Nat, she said, are you okay? I went, no. She said, what happened? I said, I just made an ass of myself. She said, go back and apologize. I went, I'm not going to apologize. She said, if you don't apologize, you will regret it. And I was like, okay, fine. Walked over, and I get him on this front, he goes, stop. And I went, Mr. Lucas, he went, kid, don't worry about it. It happens all the time. I went, oh my God, thank you so much, I am so sorry. May the force be with you. That young lady there.
So being a fellow stage actor, what advice could you give me about playing a fabulous drag queen in another production I'm in?
Playing a fabulous drag queen in another production you're in.
Yes.
Advice?
Yes.
Just be fabulous. Be yourself. Put a lot of yourself into it, really. And also go to some drag shows. Go to some drag shows and see how drag queens actually do it and the work they put into their performances. People think it's just miming and mimicking, but the look, the getup, the gear, and also, you know, you've got different types of drag queens, and you know, now with the different gender, I get the wrong word all the time, but so forgive me, but all the gender identity, yes, thank you, the different gender identities. You know, there's some who are drag queens, and there's others who are trans, and it's just mind-boggling because it's so beautiful to watch all of that on stage. So go see that, and then try to pick something from each of them and put it into your character. That's a good idea. Yeah? Yes, right there. Yes. No, girl behind you, I'm on the powder.
First of all, we're less drag queen. I can give you notes later.
See?
What is a musical theater role that you wish you could play that you have not yet?
I kind of, I'm not one of those people, like I said, don't live my life in regret. I also don't look ahead and go, oh, I wish I could do that, because if I want to do something, I'll do it. I'll find a way to make it happen. One of the roles that I would like to play, is the way I'll put it, would be Mac in Mac and Mabel. I also would like to play Man of La Mancha. To dream the impossible dream. There's other shows that I'd like to play, you know, so I've got a list, and every year I get offered about, you know, 2-3 musicals a year, but I just can't fit it in because they want a year commitment, and that means me not being able to do things like this. It means me not being able to do, you know, my TV stuff, so I have to really pick and choose what I want to do. But that's not to say that it won't happen. Yes, in the front. Spoiler alert. Well, you seem like you're together, so you can share the questions. You are? Okay.
So, you mentioned the Dirty Pizza Night. What is your favorite pizza at all the homes?
Pizza. Okay, so my favorite pizza is, I order 2 pizzas, just saying, obviously. I like Texas chicken barbecue, thin crust, with extra barbecue sauce. Oh. And then I like a medium pepperoni with double pepperoni, double cheese, usually with a stuffed crust.
Oh my God.
And then I like vodka soda. Oh. You want to make me happy? Serve me that for dinner. I will not leave your house.
Much like there's like sports fantasy ideas, if you ever think there was a ideal, supreme, perfect Dr. Who episode you could make, what would the combination be like? For me, it would be Tennant with the Hans and you going up against the Daleks with help from the Silver.
Oh my God.
Not that you haven't thought about that. I kind of, again, do that because I'm involved in that world where things could possibly happen. So one of the things that the villains that I have never fought, and my dream is Captain Jack, if ever it could happen, I want to fight the Cyberman. I have 5 minutes. Someone beat you to it, Boy Scout! Normally I would usually sing at the end. Wait, but I don't know how it would go because I had to cancel because my voice is not 100%. I can give it a try. But, what? Yeah, no, the sound doesn't go very loud, so blame him. But let's just continue to ask questions, okay? Is that all right? Yes, the young person right there.
What's your favorite cosplay?
My favorite cosplay? Well, I love the TARDIS dress. I also have, I call it Captina Americana, and it's my version of Captain America with a little bit of gender stuff going on. And then I also like Wonder Man because I look fabulous in that outfit. And that has white high heels just for add that touch of trash. We all know a Jersey girl, right? In England we call them Essex girls. You gotta add the white high heels. Then I also have a couple of ones that I have a Cersei that I wore. It's beautiful. It's the whole black outfit that she wears with the cape and everything. And again, it looks like the entire kingdom is shit crystals all over. And I walked out into a con with that with 2 boys in Speedos on chains like lions. Let your mother explain that to you later, okay? Because I guarantee she has thought the same thing. Quick one from the gentleman in the back there. Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Captain Jack, you worked with James Marsden.
Yeah.
What was it like, and did you play any practical jokes on him on set?
Yes, I did. In fact, it was the one where I had to kiss him. I kept telling him I wanted to do a retake, and the director kept going back and back and back, and James was getting so frustrated over it because as James's future wife was in the room, she was sitting watching, and he kept walking over to her when we'd finished because I'd go to him, and they just kept getting longer and longer. And by the last one, he was walking over to his future wife, and he's going, kissing her to reaffirm his masculinity. I would look at the director and I'd go, do it again. And he'd do it again, and I'd go, and he'd go, kiss it again. And then the next day, you know, we did a cut, I didn't say anything, and the next day, we're filming the next sequence, and his future wife was over there, and she said, John, come here. I went, what's up? She said, fabulous day yesterday. I said, you enjoyed watching? She said, yeah. She said it was the best night of sex I ever had. Let's go to the gentleman right there, yes. What did I think about what? Jodie's season. I love it. I think it's great, yeah. It's like with the writing, I think it's found its feet, and finally it got off to a great start. I thought the Rosa Parks episode was just absolutely amazing. So there's all that kind of social stuff we can hit, and that's what I love about sci-fi. We can hit social issues with people who are not really into the social issues, and they recognize it, and then they go, ooh, this reminds me of something, and then they get up and vote, and that's what we all have to remember. Sorry. Very important. Yes, in the back there. Hand raised up. You raise me up. My favorite recipe is the champagne jello. And I also love, for those of you who don't, I have a cookbook that I made. My niece made it for me for Christmas, and it was a family cookbook with all family recipes from grandparents, aunts, uncles, everybody, and pictures in it. So I then took it and I published it just for you guys, for the fan family to have, because I want you to be part of the family. So if you can watch out for it, I have it dotted around in different places I go. But the other thing I love is the thing that I cooked. My gran cooked for us, and that was don't hate me. Spam fritters. You're like, ugh. Listen, do not underestimate spam. Spam fritters are the best thing. They're in the cookbook. If you haven't made them, make them. And don't worry about what's in the spam, because what's in the air is even worse. My friend Javier the other night cooked for us. He's like, I said, Javi, come in the pantry. We walked in the pantry. He went, what is that? And I went, Javi, it's spam. He said, I know. My mother and father used to cook that. We used to eat spam all the time in Mexico because we couldn't afford meat. I'm like, well, girl, what you cook? He said, I'm going to make us some spam quesadillas. And he did. He made spam quesadillas, and we gave them to everybody. Oh, this is... This is the picture. A bunch of gay men who are like, I'm gluten-free, I'm chicken-free, I'm I'm like, have this. And they're like, what's in it? I'm like, nothing that would worry you. They're like, this is good. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, it's a meat substitute. I didn't tell them what it was. They thought it was like some vegetarian vegan plant thing. And they're like, this is delicious. None of them were vegetarians, by the way, because I wouldn't do that, but they were like, this is fabulous! And they're all like used to prime steak, prime meat, and they're eating spam, and I'm like, wait till you fart like a pig tonight. Please try spam if you haven't tried it. It's the meat of Hawaii. It is! They have so many different kinds of spam in Hawaii. I was in heaven. Me and my white trash high heels eating spam. Hallelujah! Yeah, my voice again. Yes, get in the back over there. Oliver Queen, you failure. Yes.
Hi, so I've seen some stuff online about some rumors about the Raven being a 60th anniversary special for Doctor Who. Would you want to be a part of that if it happens?
I have no idea, but if they ask me, yes. I think that stemmed from an interview that I did where I said that, you know, David and I at a dinner and Russell at some award ceremony mentioned that this was the conversation, wouldn't it be great if we could do a movie? That was it! That was it! And in the press the next day, and for 6 days later, it was, there's gonna be a movie now! No, there's not! But if there was, of course I'd want to do it! I'm not stupid! But it's like, stretch what is the truth! So yeah, that's where it came from. Blame me. Yeah. Anyone else? I think we're getting close to the time. Yeah, we're over. Like they're gonna kick me out. Oh no, he's like, I'm a Boy Scout, I don't do violence. Yes, right there. Sparkle Man. Thank you all. I know you got to get to other places. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
I just want to know what's your secret to a good marriage?
What's the secret to a good marriage? Don't try to change the person. And if something silly happens, and that you need not know what that silliness is, but you all know things that I'm talking about, that someone may have a little too much to drink and flirt or do something, you know what I'm saying? Okay, like, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. Don't kill what you have over a silly little thing. Talk about it, move past it, and, you know, keep what you have. That's the most important thing. And it was my, you know, my dad told me that advice. He said, look at what you have, and if something stupid or silly happens, is it worth ruining the whole relationship just because of what I call a little hump in the road? Because relationships are work, and the more we work at them, the better they get, right? And if you make out with your co-star, it's better sex in the evening. stairs. So get down there because